Welcome to Spartan Stadium as it's senior night here as the East Syracuse Manoa Spartans welcome the New Hartford Spartans in today's boys varsity lacrosse action brought to you by Section 3. Welcome to Spartan Sports Network. Alongside you tonight is Tanner Jace as New Hartford controls off the opening faceoff. ESM is currently sitting at 9-6 after coming off a 13-2 win over Central Square on Tuesday. The senior attackman Logan Welch led the Spartans offensively with 4 goals. Defensively, the ESM held the Redhawks to 1 goal on the night. With not many shots on goal, the senior Luke James only had 4 saves on the night. As that feed is inside, that one is stuffed at the doorstop by James. James can't regret it. Actually, James couldn't recover momentarily, but it's a loose ground ball and a New Hartford turnover. Spartans clear with ease. That is Santillo running down the middle of the field. Dumps it over to the side. That's Welch. And the senior gets his senior night goal. It's 1-0 Spart ESM, and he stays out of the crease for that one. As we head to the face-off X, it's the senior Joey Lavaroni going up against Logan Bannock tonight. Bannock's season at the face-off X results in 293 face-offs won and a win percentage of 88%. As Bannock wins another one as he starts heading the other way for New Hartford. He'll take it back out to the far wing and settle it down. New Hartford, they're coming off a 21-2 win against Utica Proctor the other night. They currently sit at 13-3, actually 13-2, and undefeated in league play. In the pipes for New Hartford is the senior goaltender Walker Williams with 67 saves on the season so far. Offensively for New Hartford, they're led by Sawyer Kramer with 60 goals in a 15-game stretch. That's Garcia with it currently. Dumps that one off behind X. That's going to find 22, but that's going to find the other side of the net. As the Spartans start to clear. James up top. Gets it across midfield. That is Taylor, the midfielder. Off to Welch. And that'll be Santillo coming in on the midfield line. Santillo on the near wing, dumps it off middle of the hashes to Welch. That's Claflin on the far wing, playing attack today. Finds Rinaldi behind GLE. Claflin dumps it off to Santillo on the near side. Santillo is being defended by the short pole. That is Elbrick, and Elbrick causes a turnover on Santillo, as that's the Spartans' first turnover of the night. That's McCrath with it momentarily. Far side, McCrath. That one gets over for, actually, Welch will pick that one out of midair and cause another New Hartford turnover. Williams try to clear and get a little greedy. Causes the turnover. So Rinaldi's got it. He's near X. He's being defended by the long pole. McCrath dumps it off to Claflin. Taylor. Santillo. That's Corsi in the middle, rounding out the midfield line of Taylor, Santillo, and Corsi for the Spartans. Claflin's going to find Rinaldi. Rinaldi's going to find Welch. And the Spartans will play, ESM will play around the world. 8:06 remaining here in the first quarter. ESM leads New Hartford 1-0. The bouncer's a little off the mark by Santillo. Rinaldi is back there for the backup, and possession stays with ESM. Santillo has it on the near wing, being defended by Elbrick. Starts dodging towards the cage, picked up by two, tries to shovel it off to Claflin. Claflin can't get a hold of that pass, and it's going to be out of bounds on ESM. Off the restart, it'll be John McCrath with Williams looking to clear. Walks up, finds the long pull McCrath in transition, and whistles will be blown. It's going to be a New Hartford turnover, and it's going to go the other way to ESM. Claflin's going to take this one off the restart, playing a little bit of midfielder tonight. The inside feed, that was intended for Tedesco. Tedesco can't hold on, and it's a loose ground ball opportunity recovered by New Hartford. McCrath once again, that being Matthew McCrath, as he's enduring the ESM ride. That's Tedesco on Williams. Williams loses it as Tedesco picked it up. Tedesco's got it. Tedesco's going to shoot. And his shot's going to be wide of the mark on the open goal. But Rinaldi's back there for the backup. Possession stays with ESM. Rinaldi near X, dodging towards the cage. He gets around, but that's going to be off a New Hartford stick and stays with ESM. 6:42 remaining here in the first quarter. The lone goal so far was scored by the senior, Logan Welch. Tonight is senior night here at Spartan Stadium for the boys. That finds Santillo and Taylor. Santillo dodged toward cage. He was going to attempt to wind up. He thought he had a passing lane, but he dumps it off to Taylor and finds himself an assist as Nola Taylor gets his first goal of the night and extends the Spartan lead to 2 goals. Mikey Godleski at the face-off X for the Spartans, going up against Bannock. Bannock with another win. He's going to feel the ride defensively, actually some ESM pressure as Tedesco coughs up a turnover. Tedesco with a spin move trying to get out of harm's way and finds Welch. Welch currently being defended by Newbeer. Santillo is currently at the 45, between the hashes, being defended by the short stick. Santillo takes his dodge from the 45, dumps it off to Claflin. Claflin with the willing-handed catch. Claflin's going to go to the top right corner. Caden Claflin with his first of the day. It's now 3-0 ESM. Now to the face-off X to go up against Bannock. It's Josh Glanton for ESM. 5:35 remaining here in the first quarter. ESM leads New Hartford 3-0. Bannock gets that one into ESM territory. He's got some room, dumps it off. That shot's off the stick. That shot was taken by Kramer. As it's now a ground ball opportunity for both teams. New Hartford momentarily with possession. Falvio providing pressure on Godleski. Godleski gets it to James. James is going to launch that one way over midfield. Tries to momentarily had Caleb Bird. Bird loses out of the stick, and it's an ESM turnover. Fatasio with it. He's going to be defended by the short stick, Santillo. That's Falvio. That one's going to find itself to be at X to 22. That's Kramer on the far side wing. Over to Garcia. As Fasitano. Barone. Garcia trying to go downhill on Tedesco. He has a shooting lane. That one's going to be left of the cage. And New Hartford has backup. That's going to find Falvo at X. He's going to be defended by Galway. Goes over the top of the pick. Fratasio's shot is going to be off the mark. But New Hartford back there to keep possession. Godleski. 22 dumps it off to Falvo. That's going to find Barone. Barone being defended by the short pull Bird. And Bird's going to cause a turnover here as Barone cannot keep possession in his stick, and Tedesco will take this one off the restart for ESM. James finds Santillo. Santillo going downhill. He's being defended by Evans. Gets by. Can't get it by Williams. And Williams denies entry for the first time tonight. Williams up top. That's actually going to be an off a Spartan stick. And Corsi's going to recover that ground ball. Corsi dodging into the cage. Actually dumps that one off for Rinaldi, but it's going to be off the stick. And it's going to stay with ESM. That was Matt McCraith trying to keep that one in and keep possession away of New Hartford. 3:13 remaining here in the first. Rinaldi's going to take this one off the restart. Actually, Welch will take this one off the restart. Finds Santillo on the near wing. Corsi. Claflin. Over to Taylor. Rinaldi at X. Welch. Santillo. Corsi. And Taylor. Santillo will start a dodge once again from the 45, being defended by the short pole. Looking for the pass. Finally dumps it off to Welch. Welch looking for a shooting lane. Gives it over to Claflin. Claflin finding Santillo. Santillo goes to the left side of the cage. Michael Santillo with his first goal of the day. It's now 4-0 ESM. Leveroni back to the face-off X, along with Bannock. Bannock with another ground ball win. That one's tipped out of the stick on the trail check by Leveroni. Godleski trying to evade some defenders. He will end up clearing for ESM. Welch being defended by Neuber. Welch momentarily had a step on his man. Claflin over to Santillo. Down on last minute, 30 here in the first quarter. So far, it's a 4-0 ESM lead. Santillo on the near hash at the 40. Claflin on the near side now. Corsi. Santillo. Rinaldi. And Welch all behind GLE. Welch going to dodge to the cage. Dumps it off to Claflin. Under a minute now in the first quarter. Taylor, Corsi, and Santillo. Claflin's going to go downhill to the cage. His shot's off the mark. Stuffed by a New Hartford defender. He ends up recovering his own ground ball. Claflin's being defended by two, but it's going to go the other way. So it's an ESM turnover. New Hartford's going to get a possession with the last 35.8 seconds remaining here in the first quarter as they trail by 4. Williams gets it to Fratasio. Fratasio clears. Inside feed. That's going to find the back of the net. As it's now 4-1 ESM. Goal scored by Anthony Falvo. That's Leveroni back to the face-off X. Ground ball opportunity here. Bannock's going to finally recover. Bannock's being double-teamed by two, but he gets that one over the midfield line. As it's another loose ground ball opportunity for both teams. Whistle blown. That stoppage of time is going to put us at 2.1 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Actually, multiple flags out on the field. Looks like New Hartford will head to a man up. So Kramer will take this one. He's near the 40-yard line on the near side wing. with 2.1 seconds remaining. And that's going to do it. So after 1 quarter of play, ESM leads New Hartford 4-1. We'll be back with you with second quarter action here on Spartan Sports Network.
You know, I'm a person too.
Welcome back to Spartan Stadium for second quarter action here on Spartan Sports Network. ESM currently leads New Hartford 4-1, as we'd like to give a huge thank you to our partners, NFHS, our very own Trappers 2 here in Minoa, New York, and United Auto Supply. Face-off is thrown into New Hartford territory. The ball is still on the ground, as we're going to get a whistle and a face-off violation on the Spartans. That was Josh Glanton at the face-off X for ESM. And another whistle. And it's going to be a New Hartford turnover, so Tedesco off the restart. It's actually going to be Taylor with possession in the middle of the field. He's being defended by the long pole, Evans. Claflin on the near side, over to Rinaldi on the near side. Welch is going to find himself at X. That's Santillo on the far wing. He's being defended by Elbrick. Welch, Santillo, over to Taylor. That's over to Corsi. Midfield line right now for the Spartans, Santillo, Corsi, and Taylor. Swim move inside by Santillo. The trail check by Elbrick. Pokes that one out momentarily and stalls the dodge. The pass inside, trying to get it to Taylor. Taylor gets it and puts it in the back of the net. He goes to the top right corner. Off the errant pass. It's now 5-1 ESM. We're back to a 4-goal lead. Now on goal for New Hartford, that's William Piccola getting his first action of the day's game. Glanton back to the face-off X, going up against Bannock. Bannock so far dominating today at the face-off circle. .38 remaining here in the second quarter. Bannock's going to end up winning this face-off as he moves in transition. Dumps it off. Kramer. Over to Gentile. And Godleski's going to look to clear. That's off the stick of Gentile. Gentile up top. Falvo. That's not going to get it. But it's going to be a crease violation on New Hartford. So after a turnover on the clear, the New Hartford 2-on-1 opportunity cannot be cashed in. Luke James is declining the entry into the front door today. James will clear himself as he passes the 50, but a whistle and a timeout called by the ESM. We're down to the last 10 minutes here in the first half. ESM leads New Hartford 5-1. We'll be back with you out of the timeout here on Spartan Sports Network.
One, two, three. One, two, three.
Welcome back out of the ESM timeout. ESM leads New Hartford 5-1. As we give you our game time weather report, it's currently 72 degrees, cloudy and sunny. As Santillo clears. Santillo, middle of the field, he's got numbers! He tries to buy a bouncer. And Welch will be there on the backup. Welch off the restart, being defended by Newberg. That's going to find itself to Corsi, Santillo, Claflin, now Taylor, and now Rinaldi. Welch finds himself back with possession. He's going to dodge to the cage at X, being double-teamed by multiple long pulls. Finds Rinaldi. Rinaldi's going to try to get around. Rinaldi with the scoop. That one's tossed up in the air. Corsi makes a play on it, and it's going to be a ground ball recovered by New Hartford. That's Knoll with it. Dumps it off to Newberg. Knoll. Upfield. He finds Evans, and Evans has that one poked away on the check. Kramer comes in to lay the lumber. And it's going to go way in New Hartford. Kramer will run to the far side wing and around the 20-yard line. Kramer so far quiet today. That's Gentile. Over to Fratasio. Over to... Actually, sorry, that was Fratasio. As Kramer's now got it. Takes the pick from Fratasio. Trying to get a lane. Taylor comes in there to disrupt that shot late. And Luke James on the hustle play, actually. Gentile was there before James was. Kramer's got it near hash. Over to Garcia. Garcia, Favlo. And it's a trail check by Braden Galloway, causing another New Hartford turnover. As Luke James with it. That's over to Godleski on the near side, starting ESM clear. Galway clears for ESM. Can't hit the man in motion, that being Welch, and it's an ESM turnover. Piccola over to Newberg. That's Barone with it as he heads to the far side. Dumps it over to Garcia. Fratasio. Garcia being defended by Tedesco. That finds Gentile. Godleski forces Gentile off his mark. And it's going to find Barone. Barone on the downhill dodge. Has the short stick on him. Tedesco's going to get in the passing lane there. Carr's going to dump that one up top to Santillo. Santillo's running in transition. Santillo, the feed, tries to get it to Rinaldi. He can't, and Piccolo's going to get it in the crease. Tosses that one over the head of Fratasio, and it goes out of bounds to New Hartford. Sorry, correction, ESM. The clear pass gets to Taylor. That's Rinaldi behind GLE along with Welch. Welch trying to go to the cage. Picked up by 2. Corsi sets the pick. Santillo. He's got a shooting lane, but Piccolo gets that one at the front doorstep. .542 remaining here in the second quarter. Piccola decides to clear by himself. He gets all the way to the cages. It's a loose ground ball, and the cage is wide open for New Hartford. James up top. Galloway over to Taylor. Taylor's moving in transition. Trying to actually takes a shot on goal. Can't get it to go. Piccolo is out of his cage. And Welch and Rinaldi back there for the backup. So multiple opportunities for the Spartans with an open goal. Spartans failed to take advantage. It's still 5-1. Rinaldi trying to dodge the cage. Puts his foot on the ground and takes a step back. That's Claflin in the middle of the hashes. Over to Santillo and Corsi and Welch. (17-on-17). Welch decides to go to the cage. He's got a shooting lane. That's off the pole. And Fratasio gets it up top the knoll. Tries to get to McCraith. Another loose ground ball opportunity. Kramer's got it. The trail check. But a whistle. Actually, a New Hartford timeout was called before the trail check. So with 4:35 remaining here in the second quarter, ESM leads New Hartford 5-1. We'll be back with you out of the New Hartford timeout here on SSN. out of the New Hartford timeout. New Hartford has possession in ESM territory. As Fratasio will dump that one off to Garcia in between the hashes. Garcia's going to get stuck with the long pull Tedesco. Galloway picks up Falvo. The trail check. Falvo's bouncer, but flags are going to fly. James gets back there. But possession stays with New Hartford. 4:18 remaining here in the second quarter. Bannock's currently got it as he's out on the field as a midfielder currently. Bannock dumps it off to Flavo. Kramer has that pass bounce off his stick. Over to Garcia. Garcia over to Kramer. Kramer's going to load up from deep. Kramer. Sawyer Kramer with his first goal today. From long range. It's 5-2 ESM. Bannock, Leveroni back to the face-off X for their respective teams. And Bannock's going to walk away with a face-off win there. We're under 4 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Kramer's got it on the near side wing once again. Dumps it off to Gentile behind GLE. Momentarily had a step on Godleski. He's going to throw that one over to Thomas. Thomas over to Flavo. Bannock's shot. Well, that one's met with open R's as James swarms that one. Dumps it off top to Caleb Bird. Corsi clears. Claflin in transition decides to shoot. Gets around his defender and finds the back of the net and finds Twine. Caden Claflin with his second goal today puts ESM back up 4 goals. This is Tyler Saunders at the faceoff X now for ESM. Bannock throws that one into ESM territory. And Tedesco stopped that ground ball momentarily, but picked up by Evans. That's an errant pass by New Hartford. Falvo. Trails checks from behind. Taylor's got possession momentarily. Taylor being defended. Gets tripped up. Stays on his feet. Falls back to the ground. Keeps possession. And he's going to get a flag called as the Spartans head up to the man up for the first time tonight in a timeout called by ESM. So when we come back from the timeout, Spartans will be a man up. They still lead 6-2. They actually lead 6-2, still by 4 goals. We'll be back here with you on SM. out of the ESM timeout. Spartans will be a man up for their first time tonight. Welch has it on the near side, dumps it off to Taylor. Santillo finds Rinaldi. Rinaldi trying to get around his man. He'll end up dumping off to Taylor. Taylor, the inside feed to Welch. That's going to be misread. Santillo decides to wind up and shoot from long distance. That one's a little high of the cage. Rinaldi at goal line extended. Throws that one over to Taylor. Claflin. Corsi. Corsi over to Taylor. Skip pass. Santillo. That's off the stick of Bannock. Bannock playing triple duty tonight. Face-off, defense, and offense. Claflin's shot's going to be high above the cage. Actually, I apologize. I mistake 17 for 27. That is Newber defensively, with Evans now coming back out on the field. Claflin being defended by the long pole. McCraith over to Rinaldi. Rinaldi over to Welch. Santillo. Corsi. Claflin over to Taylor. Back to Rinaldi at goal line extended. We're under a minute 30 here in the second quarter. Santillo's going to dodge from deep in the wing. Shovels that one over to Taylor. Taylor finds Santillo. Santillo off the swim. That one's going to find the pocket of Piccola. And it's going to head the other way. That one's tossed into ESM territory with McCraith clearing for New Hartford. So New Hartford's going to call a timeout with a minute left here in the second quarter. So your score so far through 11 minutes of action here in the second quarter, ESM 6, New Hartford 2. I'll be back with you out of the timeout here on Spartan Sports Network.
One, two, three. One, two, three.
Back out of the New Hartford timeout. We're down to the last minute of action here in the first quarter. Protasio will be picked up by Bird off the restart. Protasio finds Garcia. Garcia picked up by the long pole, Tedesco. Over to Gentile. Kramer. Kramer's got to get by the long pole car. Kramer. His shot. The little bouncer finds the back of the net. And Sawyer Kramer's got 2 goals already today. Saunders back to the face-off X with Bannock, as it's now a 3-goal ESM lead with 38 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Bannock heads down the far sideline, dumps it off to Flavo. Flavo had a step momentarily on Galloway. Over to Kramer. Kramer's already got 2 goals. He dumps that one off to Garcia. Garcia being double teamed by Bird and the long pole. That one's going to find Gentile at X. The shot! Fratasio gets that one to go through the back of the net off the jump shot. It's now down to a 2-goal ESM lead as Fratasio cuts the lead, gets New Hartford their 4th goal with 5.1 remaining here in the second quarter. Leveroni and Bannock. Leveroni gets that one to go into New Hartford territory. Bannock tries to toss that one, but that's going to do it. So after 1/2 of play, ESM leads New Hartford 6-4. We'll be back with you with the second half action after the halftime break here at Spartan Stadium. Welcome out of the halftime break here on Spartan Sports Network. ESM currently leads New Hartford 6-4. As we'd like to give a huge thank you once again to our partners, NFHS, our very own Trappers 2 here in Manoa, New York, and United Auto Supply. Williams back in for the third quarter action, replacing Piccola. And it's a New Hartford turnover to start the half. So Tedesco looking to help the Spartans clear. He's going to find James behind at goal line extended. Galway. Over to Godleski. Godleski avoids the trail check. Finds Rinaldi near X. Gets that one over to Claflin. Claflin's going to find Corsi middle of the hashes. He's currently got a short stick on him. As the Spartans will get their midfield line on. Santillo will enter back out on the field as Taylor currently had it at GLE. Corsi. Claflin. Actually, instead of Santillo, it's going to be Andrew Amadio. He's currently sitting in the middle at around the 15-yard line. That's Claflin with it. Puts his foot in the ground, gets around his man. His shot is going to be high above the cage. That's Rinaldi with it. He's got the long pole on him. Tries to get around, takes the pick from Corsi. Dumps it off to Corsi on the roll. Corsi trying to get around his man. Takes a shot. But that one's going to fit nicely into the pocket of the stick of Williams. Williams throws that one up top. New Hartford clears. He gets that one to McCraith.
Let me know if you can hear me. Check 1, 2.
That's Gentile. Currently being defended by Godleski. Has a step on Godleski. Gentile shot. That one's not going to go as he was pushed to the ground. James goes up top for Taylor. Taylor in transition, clears for ESM, finds his way past the 50-yard line. The dish. Welch. Welch finds the back of the net. That's 7-4 ESM off of Logan Welch's second goal of the night. This is Thomas Gallery now at the face-off X to go up against Bannock for the first time today. Bannock pushes that one into ESM territory. Loose ground ball. Tedesco's going to recover this one. Voids a trail check. Gets it to James. James over to Galway. Up top. Far sideline. Far side of the field. That's Amadio, and Amadio is going to throw that one over the head of Claflin. So New Hartford off the ESM turnover currently, as New Hartford now trails by 3. That's McCraith. That's over to Elbrick. Elbrick trying to clear. He will. Over to Flavo. Over to Gentile. Kramer. That's Gentile near X behind at GLE. Gets that one over to Thomas. Up top to Garcia. Garcia over to Fratasio. Back to Garcia. Garcia being defended by Tedesco. Finds Thomas at GLE along with Gentile. Gentile puts his foot on the ground. Gets around the inside feed. Attempted for Kramer. That one's a little low. Kramer will end up picking up the ground ball. And we'll have to get around Carr. Kramer Near the crease, inside feed. That one's picked off by James in the air. But a whistle blows. And it's going to go back to New Hartford off the foul on ESM. New Hartford will go man up for the third time today. Garcia's going to find Flavo on the near side wing. Garcia and Kramer play a little game of hot potato. Flavo being defended by the long pole, Galway. Over to Garcia. Kramer. Kramer's going to go from deep again. That one's going to be off the mark. But Bannock back there for the backup. The skip pass. Tedesco gets in the middle of the passing lane. Kramer recovers the ground ball. Kramer's going to push that one up to Furtasio. New Hartford retains possession off the ground ball. Over to Bannock. Actually, sorry, Gentile. That one shot's going to be high, but Bannock back there on the backup once again. Actually, this one's going to be awarded to Luke James and the ESM Spartans. James out hustles Bannock, and it heads the other way. That one's tipped, actually picked off by Flavo. New Hartford with numbers. Flavo's going to take it himself. The bouncer's off the mark. But Gentile's back there on the backup, and will take it off the restart. Gentile was looking for a quick restart there. Not going to get it. Now gets the restart. Pass low for Furtasio, and it's a New Hartford turnover right off the restart. Tedesco gets around the New Hartford ride and clears. That one's going to get launched further in New Hartford territory. That's Rinaldi. Rinaldi finds Twine. It's now 8-4 Spartan ESM off of Rinaldi's first of the day. We're now in the last 6:33 here in the third quarter. Bannock's going to head to the face-off X against Gallery. Bannock with another face-off win tonight. Dumps that over to Flavo. Back to Bannock. Bannock's going to toss that one over to the oncoming Furtasio. Furtasio's going to take the Taylor matchup. Kramer's shot. Try to go with the riser. That one's going to find itself above the cage and out on the back line. Gentile over to Furtasio. Over to Thomas. Finds its way to Garcia. Tedesco defending Garcia. Garcia trying to get around Tedesco. Can't. And a flag's thrown on Tedesco. Garcia. New Hartford with a free possession here. Garcia's going to shoot. That one's going to be deflected off an ESM stick. Goes out of bounds. And New Hartford heads back to the man up. Flavo would take it from the corner on the near side. Bannock. Flavo. Over to Garcia. Flavo, Garcia. Galway gets in the way of that. That one's knocked down midair by Saunders. Bannock recovers the ground ball. Garcia's going to lose that one. Galway, Kramer, back to Garcia. Gentile, Kramer from deep. It finds the back of the net once again. Kramer with a hat trick as it's now 8-5 ESM. Josh Glanton back to the face-off X tonight. 5:09 remaining here in the third quarter. Ground ball opportunity here. Bannock had a shot at it momentarily, and he'll end up picking up the face-off ground ball. Tedesco bats that one down on the ground. It's going to be ruled off of Tedesco and go way of New Hartford. Down in the last 5 minutes here in the third quarter. Garcia. Fratasio. Over to Flavo. Galway in defense. He's got Flavo dropped to the ground. Flavo actually gets ahead, and Rojek with a hit. James at the doorstep says no entry and denies. Fratasio. Spartans had the other way on the clear. That's currently Rojek with it after he laid the hammer on the last play. Rinaldi gets that one at GLE. Being defended by McCrafe. That one's going to roll its way to Santillo. Santillo being defended by Thomas. Santillo takes the pick from Corsi, but it's going to be an illegal pick and an ESM turnover. New Hartford gets another shot. As Fratasio up top. That one's knocked down. McCrath recovers the ground ball. Taylor trailing behind, dumps it off to Gentile. Gentile tosses that one out of bounds. His intended target was Garcia, and it's another New Hartford turnover. James gets it. Gentile will be providing the pressure on this ride. Tries to get it. He ends up getting it to Santillo. Santillo mosses him in midair. And he'll settle the ESM offense down. Welch has it on the near wing. Under 3 minutes here in the third quarter. Claflin. Over to Rinaldi. Santillo in the corner. Being defended by Albrick. Santillo finds Twine! Mikey Santillo with his second goal of the day. It's now 9-5 ESM. Glanton and Bannock once again at the face-off X. Bannock with another face-off win in transition, dumps it off to Kramer. Kramer's going to load up and shoot! And it's a quick transition goal for New Hartford with Kramer's fourth goal of the day. Bannock with another face-off win for New Hartford as he's dominated today at the faceoff X. Garcia. As New Hartford gets their midfield line on the field. Over to Fratasio. Bird trailing Fratasio, dumps it off to Gentile. Gentile goes to X. Godleski pushes him off his mark. Garcia's got it, being defended by Tedesco. Screen from Thomas. Garcia switched on the short pole cadence. Scott. Skip pass. Kramer. He's got Carr. Over to Thomas. Gentile gets it at X. He's going to start dodging to the cage and will back off. Thomas. Skip pass. Fratasio. Fratasio loses it. Kramer lays the stick. And it's going to be out of bounds on ESM. Carr couldn't keep his balance and will find himself out of bounds. So off the restart, Fratasio. Thomas. Garcia. Thomas. Fratasio. Kramer. Kramer's got 64 goals on the season. 4 of them coming today. Goes under the pick. Kramer swims to the cage. Isn't going to get it. And James on the hustle play turns the tides on that one, as it's now 9-6, as it's still 9-6 ESM, as we're now under a minute to play. 50 seconds left here in the third quarter. Tedesco clears for the ESM. Gets it over to Welch. Welch on Newber. Welch finds Twine. Logan Welch gets ESM's 10th goal of the day, and he's got a senior night hat trick. As it's now 10-6 ESM. Thomas Gallery back to the face-off X. .37 seconds left here in the third quarter. Actually, that's Leveroni at the face-off X. Bannock with another win. New Hartford deficit now down to 4 goals. Garcia's going to get that on the far wing. Tedesco picks up Garcia. Garcia momentarily move. His shot's going to bounce off the pole. That momentarily looked like it was in. Tedesco's going to recover the ground ball. James is going to get it up top to Galway. Galway's going to go across midfield. And that's going to do it. So after 3 quarters of play, ESM leads New Hartford 10-6. We'll be back to you with the fourth quarter action here on Spartan Sports Network. out of the third quarter break. We're now down to the last 12 minutes of action here at Spartan Stadium. Bannock gets that, actually, as that ground ball heads close to Tedesco, and it's not going to be recovered by the Spartans. Albrecht recovered, as they currently have it in New Hartford territory. That's Flavo on the far side as he heads towards GLE. That's Kramer with it on the near side. That's Carr. Carr's going to shade inside. Kramer dumps that one off to X to Gentile. Gentile launches another one over the head of Fratasio. But Fratasio will end up picking it up, and Santillo tries to push him out of bounds. Fratasio saves it. Actually, that was Rojek in defense. And Garcia picks up the loose ground ball opportunity. Flavo tries to sticks his foot on the ground, changes directions, and that's another errant pass by New Hartford. And it's going to be an over and back on New Hartford, so ESM gets a possession back off the New Hartford turnover as they still lead by 4. That's Santillo with it. Over to Rinaldi at GLE. Taylor finds himself at GLE. Taylor is going to dodge. He's being defended by the short pole, Elbrick. Double teamed. Inside feed. That pass is errant, and it's going to head out of bounds. So New Hartford will take possession off the restart. That is Knoll. Knoll up top. Push down. It's a New Hartford and whistles will now be blown. As Elbrick was pushed to the ground. So Fratasio from the midfield line takes it off the restart. He'll head to the near side wing, being defended by the short pole Bird. Over to Gentile. Gentile's going to get checked. Godleski pokes that ball out momentarily. Fratasio, Garcia. Garcia downhill. Garcia with a pass, shooting lane momentarily. Tedesco changes the outlook of that shot as it's now a loose ground ball opportunity for both teams once again. Tedesco keeps that one in bounds. New Hartford covers. They have a, as it actually is, New Hartford didn't get full possession. Flavo's got it. Over to Kramer. Kramer on the flag. That's going to be deflected off an ESM defender. So New Hartford once again heads to the man up. They trailed 10-6 as we're down to the last 9:30 here in the second half. Gentile will take it from the far side corner. Near side corner. Off the reset. Gentile over to Kramer on the near side. Over to Garcia. Over to Flavo. Kramer, Garcia, Flavo. Gentile. That is Bannock. Kramer decided, thought he could had some space. Doesn't. Bannock inside, looks for the pass, dumps it off to Flavo. Garcia. Back to Bannock. Bannock. Spin move, finds him. And we'll end up dumping that off to Flavo. Flavo, his shot. Stopped by James. As it's a loose ground ball opportunity. Bannock can't get it, but Flavo will for New Hartford. Garcia. Kramer. Kramer shoots. And that one's wide. And it's going to go to the Spartans as New Hartford didn't have a backup there. So James off the reset. As the Spartans kill another penalty tonight. Santillo clears for ESM. Over to Welch. That's over to Corsi. Finds Claflin on the near side. Taylor. Rinaldi. Taylor once again. Possession finds its way back to Santillo. Welch gets it at GLE along with Claflin. Claflin's going to start dodging from X. Takes the pick from Welch. Jump shot. Does not get that one as that one bounces off the pipe. Rinaldi recovers the ground ball. Pass deflected off a New Hartford defender. That'd be McCraith. Taylor. Up top to Claflin. Claflin from the 40. He's going to start a downhill dodge on McCraith. Claflin shot. Bouncer! Finds the right corner. And it's now 11-6 ESM. Caden Claflin's got a hat trick here tonight. Tedesco and Scott on the wings for the ESM. Or momentarily. Bannock goes up against Amadio. Bannock with another face-off win tonight. That's going to find Evans. Evans going to go downhill on Scott. Evans has some room. He's going to find the back of the net. Ian Evans with his first goal of the night. Cuts the lead back down to 4. It's now 11-7 ESM. Leveroni and Bannock. Bannock once again. Bannock in transition, adds some space, finds the win, swims around. It's 2 straight unanswered from New Hartford. It's now 11-8 ESM. Now Josh Glantz into the face-off X against Bannock. Bannock with 3 straight face-off wins. New Hartford 2 straight unanswered goals in the span of 10 seconds. Pretasio's got that one on the far side. Over to Flavo. That pass deflected. And Carr's going to flick that one back to James. Godleski. James will now help the Spartan ESM clear the New Hartford ride. He actually gets that one up top to Santillo. And ESM clears Taylor. Momentarily inside. His shot's off the mark. Rinaldi and Santillo back there to keep possession for ESM. Rinaldi. Taylor, Claflin, Santillo, over to Welch. Claflin finds Corsi, finds Taylor, Corsi once again, Claflin, Santillo. Claflin's going to go dodge. He's being defended by McCrath. Santillo, Claflin shots off the mark. Piccola back in goal for New Hartford. Taylor off the restart. Taylor being defended by the long pull, Evans. Dumps it off to Santillo. Santillo's got the short pull, Elbrick on him. Welch gets it on the shovel pass from Claflin. Welch towards Cage. The scoop shot! Not much room, but you know what Welch finds? Twine! It's 12-8 ESM with 5:32 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Glanton, Bannock, 5:32 remaining here in the fourth. New Hartford trails by 4. That goal stopped a 2-0 scoring run by New Hartford. Bannock with another face-off win. Thomas. Over to Garcia. Garcia being defended by Tedesco. Bird momentarily adds some provided pressure to Garcia, and Fratasio finds Thomas. Thomas driving on Santillo. Dumps that one off to Gentile near X. Under 5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Godleski. Bird's going to pick up Fratasio on the near side 20. Garcia tries to move inside, can't plant his foot. And Tedesco forces him back near the 30. Fratasio, near side 30, being defended by Bird. Carr slides over. Godleski picks up Gentile. Garcia driving on Tedesco. Tries to do a jump shot. That's deflected off the stick of an ESM defender. And Fratasio gets back there to keep possession with New Hartford. Garcia, Fratasio, off the shovel pass. Fratasio tries to get that, finds Kramer. James momentarily was out of his cage. Double team on Kramer, and it's going to be another flag on ESM. New Hartford will go man up once again tonight. James momentarily got hung up there on the play, as Kramer was immediately double teamed by ESM. Gentile off the restart, over to Fratasio. Fratasio over to Garcia. Flavlo. Fratasio. Over to Gentile. Dumps it off Flavo. Inside feed attempted for Garcia. That's not going to get there, but Gentile keep that ball in play for New Hartford. Dump off Garcia. Fratasio. Flavo. Back to Fratasio. Bird. He's going to trail Fratasio. That one finds Kramer at X. Over to Gentile. Gentile passes up the shot, dumps it off Garcia. We're under 3 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Tedesco tries to get it to Flavo. Actually, Fratasio tried to get it to Flavo, and that's off the stick. Bannock now onto the field. He's being defended by Rojak. Favlo. Galway Flavo takes the pick off the roll. Bannock's going to get it. Over to Fratasio. That shot's off the mark. And we're now down to 2:27 remaining here in the fourth quarter. ESM leads by 4 here on senior night. It's been the senior Logan Welch leading the way offensively for ESM as it's a loose ground ball. Kramer. Flavo picks up the ground ball. Had some space. Inside feed. Garcia shots off. James can't get back there in time to turn the tides. as New Hartford's got 2:05 left on the game clock. Gentile. Gentile. Double team, shovel pass, Thomas. Tedesco picks up another ground ball, and it's another flag on ESM. So it's going to be Gentile on the restart. And a timeout called on the field. Minute 56 remaining here in the fourth. ESM leads New Hartford 12-8. We'll be back with you out of the timeout here on SSN. Out of the New Hartford timeout, we're down to under 2 minutes to play here at Spartan Stadium on senior night. That's Gentile with it on the near side. New Hartford still on a man up. Garcia's got it. Feed over to Bannock. Bannock trying to find Kramer. That's off the stick of Kramer. And that one's going to roll out of bounds. And it's a New Hartford turnover with minute 32 remaining here in the fourth quarter. James will take it up top to Taylor. That's going to help Spartans clear. That's Corsi on the far side wing. And another timeout on the field with a minute 17 remaining here in the fourth quarter. We'll be back with you out of the timeout here on SSN. out of the timeout. We're down to the last minute, 17 remaining here in the fourth quarter, and Taylor finds the top right corner of the net. It's now 13-8 ESM with a minute 12 remaining here in the fourth. Taylor has a hat trick. That's one of 3 ESM players with 3+ goals tonight. Taylor, Claflin, and Welch with 4. Blanton and Bannock at the face-off X. Bannock's going to win this one. Bannock crosses the 40. He's going to go downhill on the dodge. Swim move inside. The bounce, the shot, wide of the mark. And they're going to say Gentile got there before James did. 59.4 remaining here in the fourth. Gentile being defended by Godleski. Over to Flavo at GLE. Dumps it off Gentile. Gentile's going to fake, looking for the shooting lane, can't find one. Dumps it off to Thomas. Thomas at the 30, 36, and some change left. Inside feed intended for Flavo. Ground ball loose. That one's going to be pushed farther and deeper into ESM territory. Godleski picks it up, gets it to Claflin. And Claflin heads to the far side wing with 20 seconds left to go. And that's going to do it. So ESM walks out with a senior night victory with a score of 13-8. As that's going to do it. So for producer Todd Durantini and our fabulous crew here at Spartan Sports Network, I'm Tanner J saying so long from Spartan Stadium. Your final score, ESM 13, New Hartford 8. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your night.